Stylosa and it's Kirill from UnitLost.com, and this is another illustrious gaming news. It's pure, bloke. Tell him why it's pure. Just tell him. Tell him quick, son. Quick.
What do you mean, why it's pure? It's pure because it's Unit Lost.
Drinking
so
tea.
to take a drink.
It's boiling hot and it burnt my mouth. I tried to swallow it. Well, I did. I swallowed it too fast. I'm suffering. I'm suffering, bloke.
Suffering for your art.
You know it. So, yeah. I do believe, sir, it is the 21st of October 2011. This is where we go back and recap what happened in the last 7 days in the world of PC gaming. So, where do we go first, son, on this train of complete victory? Oh.
Well, we start off, son, on the 17th of October, which was Monday, and it all was not well on the Monday, son.
All was not well. What happened, son, on the Monday? What happened, son?
Well,
what went down?
Someone broke into the home of the lads making Project Zombiod and stole their laptops, which by itself is quite bad. But when you consider that on the laptops there was months of work on the latest build of the game, that makes it quite a bit worse.
Oh dear, oh dear.
I have to say, I am sympathetic, but this does really hit home the fact that you should probably back stuff up more often.
So what you're saying is they never actually backed up what they'd done? They just had copies on their laptops?
Well, I'm assuming that's the case. They've lost the work, they've lost the laptops, and they said that months of work's gone. So you have to assume that if they did have any backups, they left them on the laptops, or in the laptops, or...
Have these people not heard of Amazon S3? I mean, or even Dropbox, for God's sake? Or even an external... Oh my God, that is bad.
It is
I'm just looking at the statement now of the burglary, and they're just saying, like... It's just... I mean, they're UK based, so, you know, you got a feel for them. But, you know, this is a quote, Project Zombiod was regularly backed up from machine to machine, but rarely, sadly, and infuriatingly, externally. Well,
that's not...
You know,
that's their fault, ain't it?
Well, it is. That's stupid. I mean, when you look at Unit Lost, the website and the forums, you know, they all need backing up. All the recordings and the videos are all backed up. I don't just have a copy on my computer. You know, that'd just be stupid. What happens if my computer explodes, which is probably on the verge of doing anyway? You know, it's like, it's just crazy. That is. I don't even know what to even say about that. You're starting a company, you know, and it's integral to your company. What you've worked on, you need it. If you don't have it, or if you lose it, everything's been for nothing, or been for naught, all been for naught. But then, you know, I know you could say, well, hang on a minute. Who's going to plan for when they get robbed? Well, that's the thing. When you're in business, you have these things called contingency plans, where you say, okay, if this happens, I'll do this. Or to stop this happening, we'll do this. So what would you say, bloke? Okay, we're a software company, so we want backups on these selected machines. We want external backups to this. We want online backups to this, to some, you know, like Amazon S3, secure cloud storage, anything like that. That's what you would do. Surely that is what you would do.
Yep.
It strikes me as if, like, you know, they are game developers first, and have kind of let the... But even having said that, if you are a game developer of any description, or anybody who works on a computer, you know, even just, you know, making up Word documents, you're going to have a backup, surely. I don't know, but that's just terrible.
I mean, my documents folder, for instance, does not contain very much in the way of important information, but even that's on two externals, just because it's a pain in the arse if you lose it. When it comes to a game in development, you don't just back it up from one laptop to the other and then vice versa, because what happens if they both break? Or are stolen? Which is what happened. It's like... Yeah.
Didn't they have some problems as well with PayPal the week before this? Where PayPal said you can't take payments for something that it doesn't exist, because they were taking pre-order payments, I think, through PayPal to keep them going. And yeah, but I mean, that's pretty bad news for them. But, you know, come on, lads, you've sort of caused that. But hopefully they've learnt the lesson, and no doubt they have. The next thing we've got on October the 17th was our vlog, and I don't think this actually went out on the 17th, did it? Went out a couple of days before.
Yeah.
Maybe we were a bit lax in posting this, but go and watch that. If anything, just to look at our ugly faces.
And the amazing chips as well.
Oh yeah, bag of chips and a vlog, or vlog and a bag of chips, whatever I called it. But that just tells you, you know, we got 1,000 subscribers, or we did. We've now got 1,300 when we did the video. Well, I think we've just gone over 1,000. We're giving away Rift, so check out the forum, unitlost.com/forum, and in the competitions forum, we're giving away Rift, but we're also giving away Dungeon Defenders as well now. And we're pure. So check that out, son. Check that out, big style. What else have we got then?
Well, the next day, the 18th of October, there was quite a good trailer actually from.
What the hell is this?
It's severely taking the piss out of Battlefield 3 and Modern Warfare 3. It was like they got little areas of the city that you're playing in Saints Row that looked sort of similar to levels out of the two games, and it was all about tanks and I was going to say jets, but that's clearly not a jet. What is in the video? It's like some sort of bizarre hovercraft thing.
Saints Row's fucking mental. I mean, what the hell? It's just like, let's just have a bit of everything. Let's just go crazy. Like, even some of the older videos, the ones with like the bloody what was the one? Let's be a hacker or something. I don't know. It was all psychedelic mental colours. It was like
yeah. I have to say, I still don't know what to make of Saints Row 3, and this is after having played it at Eurogamer, because I went in thinking, okay, well, what I'll be able to do is I'll be able to come back and say, well, actually, this is what Saints Row 3 is about. And if my experience is anything to go by, what Saints Row 3 is about is Ryko dressing his character up as a woman and then running people over in a car that shoots people out of a cannon on top of the car. And my experience was dressing in a business suit and beating people to death with, like, I think it was like a 2-foot cock on a stick. Which is like, that's not helpful to anyone, really, is it, for information on a game? So
oh dear.
It looks funny, to be honest. It just looks like a big mess of do whatever the hell you like. So, I mean, the trailer's hilarious and you need to watch it, but I still don't know what to make of the game itself. So it's still I'm just baffled by it every time I see it.
Well, it's like I mean, to be quite honest with you, I think because it's so crazy mentally, it's making me think, oh yeah, Saints Row, because the other Saints Row games I don't care about. They're basically Xbox games, and the console games just getting ported onto the PC. But it's like they are. Well, I don't think the other Saints Rows are on the PC, are they? Well, no, I think they are, aren't they?
Yeah, I think.
I can't remember.
Horribly optimized, like
really bad, like yeah. But it was just like a Grand Theft Auto rip-off, sort of, I think, just with gangs, or more focus on gangs. But this is just totally ridiculous. It's nothing to do, is it, with the other Saint Rows? It's just a bloody absolute load of crazy.
They're just taking the piss out of everybody, but more than anything, they seem to be taking the piss out of themselves, which, again, makes me quite like it, because you don't get that many games these days who are prepared to poke fun at themselves, at least not to the extent that they're doing. So,
yeah, they're crazed. So the next thing we got on the 18th of October was the League of Legends patch preview. Now this has gone live now, I do believe, and a lot of it, or well, mainly most of it, focused on Graves, the Outlaw.
Yes, Mr. Graves. He looks alright actually, but I've already fought him, not with him, but against him, and he does seem to have some interesting abilities, but he's a new champion, isn't he? So you don't get that good a feel for what they can really do at the start.
Yeah, I mean, they do help with the video. I mean, it does kind of give you an insight, but, the video is not really going to be, definitive. It just gives you a quick guide. I mean, from what I gather from seeing the video, he looks like... I mean, he's got the short-ranged attack, which is like a shotgun attack, basically. 3 bullets fly out, and they can hit multiple targets. He's got his smoke grenade. He's got his rush, where he rushes forward, attacks, and then he's got like a attack speed increase. And then he's got his ultimate... I forget what that's called, but it's just basically a big bomb. Collateral damage, that's his ultimate.
Yeah.
And it hits the first target and causes collateral damage to the targets behind, but his model looks decent and steampunky and all that stuff, but I don't know, he ain't really got no, I don't really want him, but then I've not really, even out of all the recent new champions, I think the only one that's really drawn me interest has probably been Xerath, the mage guy.
Now, Xerath, actually, I do like Xerath because he's something a bit different, and there's a lot of crowd control involved with him, and you need to be very good at placing yourself with Xerath. I've already come across quite a few of him, like people playing him, and
yeah,
you can tell the difference between someone who got him on day one and has practiced ever since, and someone who's just trying him out, because it's all about the placement with him. and
Well, he can
get
like
caught
stun
out.
lock. He can't if he stuns you and hits you with like he puts an attack on you like an orb on your head, and then he hits you. This is like a massively technical explanation. He hits you, you're stunned, and then you basically get killed if he casts his ultimate on you. Although, I mean, I've caught him a few times with Vayne and just absolutely massacred him. Catch him at close range, and he can't do anything, and he dies. In team fights as well, he kind of plays into Vayne's hands because he sits back when he like deploys his artillery stance, whatever he does, and it's like a dead easy kill. And so I don't know, but out of all the newer champions, really, he's been the only one that's sort of, you know, piqued my interest. Let's say Graves doesn't, and I don't think Graves will be played all that much. I can't really see him being much of a.
He doesn't seem anything different, does he?
No.
It's like it's not something that. There's not really anything in there that draws me in for Graves. I was drawn in by Riven because she looked interesting with all the different combo stuff and things that she's got, but she turned out to be a bucket of horrid. So.
Also, hilariously, in the patch as well, they dropped the price of Carthus and Twitch to 3,150. Toy Town, unit lost hero, he loved it. With the fact he just bought Twitch for 6,300.
Oh no!
Terrible damage for the lad.
Bad times.
Bad times. Okay, so moving on from the 18th. Well, moving on, still on the 18th of October. Moving on to the next story. That's what I'm trying to say. We've got Mojang wins the first round with Bethesda.
Bethesda.
Bezzy.
Bezzy.
Bezio, Babyo.
Basically, Bethesda. Oh, who? You know, that lot. Oblivion.
Oblivion. You can't just say Elder Scrolls, bro.
The Elder Scrolls fellas. They tried to get an injunction so that Mojang could not call Scrolls until the court case had been decided as to whether they were allowed to or not. And they lost. So they didn't have an injunction. So Mojang can call Scrolls as much as they like, which is why I'm calling it Scrolls right now.
Scrolls being an inanimate word of just scroll. It just describes a piece of paper. Scroll. I'm afraid that's. We're not going into it. We went into it, and God knows, practically the last two gaming news weeklies we've gone into this about how it's retarded that the fact that they're trying to get but they've lost. So fuck them. It's all over for them. Go away. On October the 19th, we've got Bless the Unreal Engine 3 powered MMO RPG off Ryko or Rico Arena.
Now, this made me laugh actually because Ryko plays.
He was a Lineage addict.
I don't know whether he still plays it. I think he still plays it now and again. Lineage 2.
Yeah.
And the first thing he picked up on this was not the fact that there's a new MMO. No, that it was the fact that VG247 had referred to it as the first Unreal Engine powered MMORPG. And a considerable portion of his complaint about this was he pointed out that Lineage 2's been out for 6 years and that was powered by the Unreal Engine. Which is like, you could say it's nitpicking, but it's quite an important distinction to make because it's like you can't come out and say this is the first game to ever use this when actually it's not, because that's just...
Well, you know, in 24/7, VG 24/7, it's supposed to be a proper media outlet for gaming news, and they get basic things wrong. It's pathetic, eh?
It's not great. It's not great. But actually, having watched the teaser trailer for this MMO Bless, at first I thought, oh, good, it's another sort of Asian market anime styled. You know,
yeah, there's enough of them. Yeah.
Everyone's 3 inches wide all the way up. You know, that kind of thing.
Nobody wears any clothes.
Yeah, it does actually look quite nice.
Everyone looks like a 12-year-old girl. Terrible.
And they've got some ridiculous monsters in there as well, like massive rock things that look solid. But then again,
I just seen some woman's arse crack. Great.
It's going to turn out to be another like grind fest, ain't it? Really?
Well, it will. The problem is, I think their MMO market is constant new MMOs pretty much every year. I mean, NCSoft were terrible for it. Like, what's the next one coming out? They had Aeon. Now they've got. It's the one from the old Blizzard developers or some of the Blizzard team. Oh, you know what I mean. Oh my god.
I do. I can't remember what it's called. I'm going to have to Google it.
While he's Googling that, I'll talk some more crap. It's basically, it's like, they're putting these new MMOs out. It's almost like they need to have a new game, but it's still the same game. I don't understand. It's like, there must be a market for it, as they wouldn't just keep producing them over and over again. I mean, this Bless, it looks like Aeon to me. And Aeon looks like, Lineage. It's like they're all the same. It's like, You found it yet, son?
I have not, although apparently...
Tell you what, go on.
Back in September, Aeon was 2 years old.
2
Time flies, don't it?
I remember Aeon. I think I had the beta of Aeon. Yeah, I do remember Aeon because it was that bloody, like you just followed one path. It was totally crap. I never liked Aeon. It was terrible. But then it was only the beta and it stank bad. But then I don't want to just sit there grinding and it's just crap. Go away. Get in 2011. Hello Guild Wars, hopefully. Anyway, on October the 19th, Batman, Arkham City, flying, fighting, and exploring trailer popped up.
I love this.
Well, Batman's pure.
I want it even more now. Now that you can just wander about and find people and just beat them down. Good lord.
I mean, I was late to the party with Batman Arkham Asylum, and it was absolutely pure. But I have already got this Batman Arkham City registered on my Steam, waiting to go because I'm absolutely. I'll do a Let's Play or something because I'll just play it like a crazed. Absolutely pure. I mean, I can't see it not being pure. It's dead good. It's just dead good. The combat in it, it's pure. I love the game, son. I love it. I just can't say more.
I can't wait for that. There's one specific moment in this whole trailer that I quite liked, which is where one of the little clown thug lads sees Batman and he starts shooting him, and Batman's response is to walk over to him and just deck him. It's like he's getting shot and he just smashes him to the floor. And I love the way that when you punch him with the finisher, it makes it sound like a gunshot and they fall over clutching their head. It's like, good God, please. You just want to do it to everybody you see. But I just lost for words. Is that good?
Lost for words, son. It makes. I'm gutted that I ain't got a console because I think it's already out now. I think it came out today actually on the consoles, which is a bit gutting.
Got to wait until 15th of November, I believe, for the PC version.
Yeah, but I mean, still, I can't wait. Some absolutely pure Batman is. If you haven't played the Arkham Asylum, I suggest you pick that up, people, because that's just crazy. It's like. Yeah, it's linear and you've got to go the way the game wants you to go, but it's like such a funny story. Some of the one-liners as well, especially off the joke, are dead good. Okay, so moving on again, son. Also on October the 19th, we've got Firefall Dreadnought trailer. Now, I'll be honest with you, I haven't really been following Firefall.
To be honest, it doesn't look like anything special. It's like a...
It's a free-to-play, like, team combat FPS, ain't it?
Yeah, and you've got your standard class system with like heavy infantry and scout type things and snipers and all that kind of thing. But this was for the Dreadnought, which is one of the classes.
Was he like the big guy?
Yeah. He's like, just imagine a heavy from Team Fortress 2, but less goofy looking.
Yeah.
And there's various things you can do with him. He's got like a shield that pushes people away. You can put a big barrier thing up to stop people chasing you down, or you can stand in it to be impervious to damage. He's got different fire modes. One of the things that looks quite cool, actually, is the fact you can anchor yourself to the floor. Like you sort of, when he goes
like a turret mode. Yeah.
Yeah, and that, I mean, it looks quite good, but, and this is going to sound really stupid, the way he stands, right, they've completely messed this up. Because they're supposed to give you more stability when you're firing, presumably. If it's a turret mode. Presumably, you fire heavier and longer and faster.
So what you do is you put your foot forward and your foot behind. You wouldn't put them to the side, would you?
He's put them directly to the side, where it looks like he's trying to do the splits, and it's like
you'd fall over
like that. You'd fall over backwards. Yes, it doesn't look great. But to be honest, Firefall, it looks all right, and I mean, it's going to be free to play, so it's not as though you can't try it without spending your hard-earned cash, but. I don't know, so far in the trailers, it just seems to lack something. Although the Dreadnought trailer is quite good and it does show the Dreadnought well, it's still just looks like another shooter. It makes me think, actually, of Section 8, the way it looks.
Yeah, it's making me think of Global Agenda. Now, Global Agenda, I almost bought Global Agenda. I was watching it. At the time, I was like, I didn't have any games to play. I think I'd stopped playing World of Warcraft, and I had a lot of time, and I thought I need something to play here. And I was watching it, and I thought Global Agenda looks pretty good. I mean, Firefall to me looks exactly the same as Global Agenda, exactly the same. But Global Agenda, good job I never picked it up because it wasn't much of a success. It was like free to play, but also paid to play. It had like a world domination component, but it didn't really work, and it was like a bit crap. But this looks like the same type of thing, but just like you said, it's like Team Fortress 2. Meets Global Agenda, meets whatever you just said.
I think it'll be alright for what it is. For if it's just a free to play game that you want to just go in and have a blast on it, it'll probably be okay. But it doesn't look like much of a time sink to me.
Yeah, it just strikes me like a nothing game, something I'm not really gonna. I mean, we'll do videos on it, but it doesn't look like anything I'm gonna potentially play. I don't know. Maybe it might prove me wrong. Like, what was the game that proved me wrong the other day?
Oh, Vindictus.
No, it wasn't Vindictus. It was another game. Maybe it was Dungeon Defense. I don't know. I played that many games. I can't remember. I played a game and I fully expected it to be crap, and it was quite good. But Vindictus was one of them because I thought that would be totally crap, and that was actually quite playable for free to play. It had decent combat as well.
Yeah.
Also on the 9th of October, there was a load of new Skyrim screenshots came out, and the best one being the We Know and the Dark Brotherhood black hand thing, because they know, bloke. They know when you murder someone. They know.
They definitely know. So, but we've gone and stuck those in a gallery if you go and have a look at. It's even got a funky slideshow mode, so you can just press a button and sit there and watch the amazing shots scroll by.
So I mean, you had the Dark Brotherhood one, which I remember in Oblivion. I did the quest, the quest line, dead good. It was better than the main quest, that was. And you get this crazy nightmare horse as the reward. And well, I was travelling across the wilderness and I seen a little dungeon and I thought, well, I'll go down there. Got off my horse, but when I came back out, my horse was gone. I'd lost it. And I was like, no! And because I'd auto-saved over my saves, I didn't have any point where I could go back. Well, I had a point, but it was miles back, to just before I completed the quest, and it was ranted. I was like, oh my god. So in these screenshots, there's a guy who seems to be cooking up some delightful food. There's a woman. She looks like a dark elf from behind, although she could be anything. It's definitely a woman looking at the waist, going towards a skeleton door in a crazy cave. Good lord! And then we've got crazy dragon cooking an archer guy. I don't think he's going to have much success, bloke, with his bow and arrow against that.
It looks a bit as a last hopeful thing. I'll fire an arrow off and see what happens. But
I might poke him in the eye.
Yeah.
And then we've got a lass standing in her a village, I guess. I mean, the graphics are not. They do look good. They're not super good. I mean, you can't see any anti-aliasing or anything like that, and some of the textures look a bit low. But this is the Xbox version these screenshots have come from. I mean, still, for the Xbox, they look pretty damn good. Then there's a torture room. It looks like Captain Hook has left his hook on the table. Some lad in the background doesn't look too healthy.
He's been on a diet, yes.
What is that? An onion there on the table on the left? That looks like an onion.
It is an onion. Why is there an onion there? Oh, you don't
rub it in your eyes.
Rub it in your eyes. That makes more sense, doesn't it? I thought he was just leaving his cooking ingredients out in the torture chamber.
Yeah, but rubbing an onion in somebody's eyes ain't torture, is it? What the hell? Yeah. But when you've got hooks and stuff, you could just rag their eye out. Feed them. Eat your eye, you pig, eat it. Maybe I'm a bit disturbed, but there you go. Then we've got a mage fella firing some fireball out of his hand. That's generally what they do in almost every game. Although, it looks like his foot is in the floor on this screenshot. His left foot.
In fact, it looks like he doesn't have a foot, because if you just glance at it, it looks like his robe thing is just curling over at the bottom, and he's got no leg or foot.
He's got no foot, the lad. Then we've got a thing which you could mistake for the Statue of Liberty, but it's not. It's a woman with a moon and the sun. And she's probably somebody from Elder Scrolls, but I'm not really up on my lore, so I can't really remember. She's probably some crazy god. Some lad's praying to her. But again, that screenshot looks pretty good. The sky looks shit hot. And then the last one is some lad with a ghost bow and arrow about to shoot a bear in the mouth.
I quite like the look of that ghostly bow thing. I don't know what it is, but I know I want one.
But the bear wants it. He's like, oh, give it me now! He's going to give it him right down the throat. And then there was a massive load of other crap as well about Elder Scrolls. It's on NeoGAF. We've linked that in on the article. You can go through that, just telling you about the different types of smithing you can do, trade skill stuff, pickpocketing skill, loads of stuff. It's like, go and check it out if you're a Skyrim addict, which probably you are, because I know I am. Good lord. And the next thing we got, I'll let you do this. The next thing we got on the 20th of October is the Mass Effect rifle.
In contrast to the purity of the screenshots, if you're sat there and you're thinking, well, I've got how much is $650 in quid?
It's probably, yeah, I'd say around about 480, 490 quid, something like
Yeah.
that.
So if you
Let's just say 500 for
yeah,
easy sake.
let's say 500. So say you've got in your back pocket 500 quid, and you sat there and you're thinking to yourself, but what could I possibly do with £500 to enrich my life? And you also happen to be a Mass Effect fan. Well, you see, son, now it's not even a question anymore. What you can do is you can go to the BioWare store and buy a full-size M8 rifle,
I
like as
see.
what you get in the game,
I see.
which it comes with an LED ammo counter and a scope. Although,
Uh,
if you actually look at the gun, the
the
scope doesn't
scopes.
lead anywhere.
Yeah, it's just in the gun.
Yeah,
It's
so
it's
that's
like the scope goes into the barrel.
I'm guessing that doesn't work. The rifle doesn't actually fire anything
It'd be
apart
better if
from
it
woman
did.
repellent.
Imagine if it was a gun, though.
If it was a gun, everyone would buy it, but
It
unfortunately,
looks solid.
all it does is scare your family members into thinking that you shouldn't be left alone anymore.
I think there is one. I think there is one reason why you would buy this, right? It would be if you were some kind of like us. If you were going to film like a gaming news thing, but you were just addicted to Mass Effect, right? You could have that in the background as like a prop. But still, the 500 quid it'd cost you to do that would be crazed.
You could buy a real gun for that.
And then just shoot yourself. Save save any hassle, because it's like, what is the point? I mean, stuff like this, yeah, it's cool, it's funky and whatever, but it's just shit, ain't it? At the end of the day, it's like, what? Why is it so expensive anyway?
With that amount of money, what you could do, son, instead of buying an M8 rifle so that you can pretend you're Shepard from Mass Effect, which if you're male and you play a female one, it's just wrong and you shouldn't do it. If you've got 500 quid, why not buy like a massive telly to plug your Xbox into so you can play Mass Effect at a massive res and see it better and experience it better?
Well, just see it on a bigger screen, wouldn't you? Because the res would be gash. But I know what you mean, son.
True.
Get like a massive 47-inch telly.
Yeah.
Something...
A ridiculous surround sound system so it feels like you're actually there. Instead,
not a plastic gun.
Yeah, not a plastic gun with 3 LEDs and a scope that doesn't do anything. For God's sake. Oh, terrible damage.
It is terrible damage, and that's what we think about that. So the next thing on October the 20th, good lord, Nvidia released a trailer which shows the physics thing in Batman Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, now this as well, I don't like this. This is stupid. Ryko picked up on something very quickly with this, which is
Makes
this
a
trailer
change.
shows the difference between...
Ooh.
It shows the difference, right, between Arkham City with physics, or physics, or however you want to pronounce that.
Physics, stupid shit. You may as well have put a Z and leet on the end as well. Assholes. Noob and porn and all that crap, go away.
So that's what we think of Nvidia, assholes.
No.
But yeah, it shows the difference between Arkham City with physics and without physics. Although, as Ryko pointed out, why is the one with physics running on a GTX 560? I think it is. Hang on, let me just have a quick check. I'm sure it is.
He's just checking, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just checking. It's taken a while to get to this because there's a massive, lengthy introduction, which I do not approve of. If you're trying to show someone physics, don't give them a 20-second intro, you stupid thing. Yeah, it's a 560, GTX 560, right, with physics turned on. The comparison to that...
Yeah, it's an 8800 GT.
8800 GT?
Yeah, but,
so they're comparing, like, a 4-year-old card?
I don't know how old it is, but you think they would just do it with the same card with it on and off, wouldn't you? I mean, like, it seems a bit stupid, but... I mean, the physics thing, it does make it look better, but it's like...
To me, that smacks of, it looks better, but it doesn't look better enough if we're using the same card both times. So, I mean, that's what it feels like to me. Why would you use...
I guess so, yeah. I guess so, yeah.
And why would you show, an ancient card next to a brand new one?
It just seems pretty pointless, the whole thing altogether.
Yeah, why don't you just say this is what it looks like with physics?
Yeah.
Don't do a comparison with an ancient rig. I mean, for God's sake, that's not like
Christ.
someone. That is pretty much the same as someone saying, "Hey, look, if you encode with an i7, it's faster than with this Q660." Yes,
With
and
a Celeron beast.
really, I never
Terrible.
knew that. It's like,
It's
what's the
frigging
point?
stupid. You got to ask yourself sometimes, what are they actually doing? These people in the marketing department. It's like, oh yeah, I got an idea. I've got an idea. Here's your P45. You're sacked. Get out. So, moving on, son. Moving on to the 21st of October, we get Batman Arkham City. The specs were revealed, which, if you want to read what the specs are, check our website.
Luckily, I can run it.
Well, there you go. You should be able to run it. I mean, I don't think it's any different than the last Batman, to be honest. There might be a new couple of stupid effects apart. Well, there's the physics thing. I don't think that was in the old Batman, or maybe it was on. I don't know. But it, for all intents and purposes, it just looks like the same Batman from Arkham City, anyway. Arkham Asylum. Good lord. Then we've got a survival guide, some written by. Well, you can do this. You're the editor, man. I'm just a man who talks crap on videos.
Well, we've got a new writer for the site, and he's a long time Unit Lost heroic fan.
Deserter.
And deserter, which will never be let go ever. But it's Mr. Siegekins, and he's written a survival guide to BlizzCon 2011. So, if you want to know what's going on, everything that's going on the Friday and Saturday is on the website. It involves information with everything. Who they're going to be interviewing, who's going to be there, what's going to be played, what matches are going to be on for the GSL.
Well, the GSL finals being held at BlizzCon.
Yeah. So have a look. Even if you're not going, it's still worth having a look.
You've got Foo Fighters for some reason, which is like, I was quite surprised at that. I mean, I know BlizzCon's a big thing, obviously, but you know, when you go from some crap like that Jack Black guy and washed up Ozzy Osbourne to that, it's like, well, that's a bit of a jump.
Ozzy Osbourne got the worst reception. It's like he stood there dribbling away as he usually does, and the entire crowd as one just seemed to be standing there going, "Yeah, we don't really care. Go away."
I don't think he cares, though. That's the thing.
He probably doesn't even know who's there.
Also, another shout out to Cremazing Grace, our sweet the taste. He is at BlizzCon for us with his camera, and he'll be doing loads of pictures and probably a little bit of film. But he'll be spreading the holy gospel of Unit Lost to the chaps in the Anaheim Convention Center in California, ain't it?
Yeah, complete with t-shirt.
With t-shirt, good lord.
High quality.
And he promises that he will not pretend to be me.
And yeah, he said if someone asks him if Stylosa, he's going to dribble, isn't he?
And shake his head violently. Cheeky bastard. So, bloke, that basically covers what went on the website. But then we've got what's gone on the YouTube channel. Well, I mean, I'm just going to run through quickly what we've put up, and then we'll go into some detail on what we actually, well, mainly on Minecraft and some other stuff. We've got a first look at Defenders of Ardania, which still in the beta tower defense game, because there seem to be loads of tower defense games coming out. And in fact, I think the 3 last new games were tower defense games on Unit Lost. Orcs Must Die, Ardania, and then Dungeon Defenders. Anyway, so we got the look at Ardania. Then we got our very first Minecraft video. We did a shout out and said, look, if anybody donates us Minecraft, we'll do some clips on it. We do not know how to play Minecraft. We still don't. We've done... the first video was just totally clueless. The second video was even more clueless. And then we did I did a Blue Libra demo gameplay, which is very sparse on graphics, let's say. But, you know, coverage of games, that's what we're about. And then we got a frag episode. Now, this is Flanking, Ranking and Ganking, renamed to Flanking, Ranking and Ganking instead of Ganking, Flanking and Ranking or whatever it was, because it spells frag. And it's episode 10, Fake Vein is Fame, because that's what people on the internet like stuff to be called. Then we got, and is it pure for Dungeon Defenders? Now, a couple of people were commenting on this and going, oh, you should have read the tutorial, or played the tutorial, or watched the video and all this shit. It's like, no, the point of Is It Pure is to just dive in and just see what a game's like. You know, we've just bought the game. You know, if I'm just your average consumer on the street, I've gone out and bought the game, I've installed it, and I'm playing it. I'm not going to watch hundreds of videos and read massive, this is how we want you to review our game and all that shit. That's not how we roll, is it, son?
We're here for the win, and doing tutorials is not winning material.
No, that's horrid. Then we did an extended gameplay, winning big Dungeon Defenders, which was just us actually winning instead of losing at Dungeon Defenders. And then we got the second episode of the Minecraft series we're running, which just follows on. Well, it's in a new world, that one is, because apparently our last world was terrible. It had no trees. This one has got that many trees, you can't frigging believe it. Then we got a frag episode up, episode 11, the Red Baron. And then today we have just uploaded a Falling Off the Ladder, because that has been off the air for some time, and reasons why are in the start of the video. Well, they may be massive lies, but no comment on that. And we've got more Minecraft to go up today. We've got the Tau Commanders going up today as well, for the Dawn of War Retribution downloadable content. Kirioth was playing and I was tagging along, and we were doing a bit of filming of that. We have also got our thoughts on the DLC coming out, and an absolute shitload of other stuff. It's just crazed.
I have to say, I did like the Commander, but you'll hear all about our thoughts on the DLC for Retribution, so I won't spoil it now. But
You won't spoil it. So, before we go, make sure you sign up to our forum. You can see it on this bloody picture, unitlost.com/forum. We have competitions and giveaways, and we've got a growing community, and it's growing quite well. And, you know, if you want to take part in the community, become some of the early adopters of Unit Lost, you know, because in a year's time, who knows how big we could be. But we'll remember you, because we remember the people who were there at the start.
we love you long time.
Indeed. I've been Stylosa and his Kirioth from Unit Lost. Unit Lost. Unitlock.com. Unit Lost. Unitlost.com. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, as we'll find you and slap you. And we'll catch you next time, eh, bloke? Maybe. Unless something bad happens to me. Hopefully it won't.
Hopefully. Because, well, then I'll have to take all your stuff.
Oh. But what happens if I've left it all to the local cat's home? I will.
I'll have to steal it off them.
Yeah, but the cats are angry, bloke. They'll kill you dead. They'll kill you dead, boy. We'll catch you next time, people. Toodaloo.